So White's is doing their Black Friday, even though it started a week early. Cyber Monday, you know, everybody's doing the sales. Picked up C350 Centennial 350 cutter, British tan double shot. This time I did 11.5D. If you guys saw my video about literally a year ago, I picked up 11D C350 cruisers, and they were a little too small. I wore them for almost a year and finally just bit the bullet and accepted that they didn't fit right. They were too tight. Even with the thin socks I wore, you know, they felt fine when I would put them on, like first time in the morning, but by the afternoon, evening, my feet hurt. So they didn't work for me, ended up selling them. Really like that British tan double shot. It's really nice leather. This is beautiful, kind of rust color. Was missing it. Really dig White's moderate heel. They do a really good job. And I don't have a lace to toe and wanted a lace to toe, so I figured I'd give these a shot. They look pretty similar. I don't obviously have those old boots to compare them to, but they look pretty similar. Obviously it's a different pattern being a lace to toe, and there's a little bit of differences I've noticed, like at least this part, I guess you would still call this a quarter on a lace to toe, this piece, even though it goes inside underneath that. From the construction videos I've seen, this seems honestly thinner and a little flimsier than those C350 cruisers. I'm not sure if it's just variance. And then typical Whites, you know, kind of sus quality control. This one's not as bad, but you know, let me see. Both of this is the toe that has more issues. If you remember my video from last year, there was a lot of scratches on the toes when I came out of the box, because all they put in this box is just a thin piece of, you know, paper here. This like for gift wrap, you know, I forget what they call that, and it doesn't do much. Nix uses a thicker paper, and Frank's more like almost like a thin cardboard packing paper. Does a better job, but you can see the toe got kind of chewed up a little bit in the back. And I assume this actually was probably fine when it was put in the box, but they just bounce around in shipment and it kind of beats up the leather. I think it's kind of stupid that they do that, but whatever. This was the boot, I think it was on top, and this one looks pretty much flawless. I don't really see any issues here. These are slightly bigger. I think they're the right size. I tried them on. I was actually going out of town for Thanksgiving, so I didn't get a chance to wear them yet. I'm gonna lace them up here in a second. But the stitching's better. If you remember that video, the two rows actually kind of overlapped on the front of the toe on both boots of the pair I bought last year. These do not have that problem, so that's cool. They did a better job there. There's a little bit of finishing. You know, I think it's kind of lifting up here. I don't know, it's not the best. And then, you know, I don't even know how good you're supposed to expect this, but look at the way these eyelets are punched. It's like these are really close to that stitch line, and this gets further away as it goes out, and even up here. So it almost seems like they're like crooked. I don't know. It's minimal, but they just kind of jumped out to me. They don't look like it's a smooth straight line. They were fine on my cruisers and they are fine on my Nix, but this is a little bit. But you know, these on sale were $460. They had a better deal this year than last year. I bought those cruisers last year on Cyber Monday, which I think was the same sale as Black Friday, basically the latter half of November. That's White's does, which is a really good sale. And these, I think last year there was $512 on sale, or something like $515, $460 plus tax, free shipping. You know, it's pretty nice. Sorry, not free shipping, it's cheap shipping. It's like 15 bucks, but it's a bit less than like a Nix for an MTO charges more, as an example. You get the boots. Oh, something else, by the way, look at this. This is kind of weird. I guess that's just how they do it for the lace to toe. You only get 2 speed hooks, and there's like huge gaps. I'm not sure what that's about. We'll see what that feels like. But all you get in the box is the typical, so like I showed you, you know, the typical paper. And then you get a couple kilties. These do look a little different than last year. because this is a lace to toe. So the ones that came on the cruisers were literally like straight. They did have the sawtooth, but it was like this, like just a box. These, they kind of curve in, as you can see, a little more narrow to fit the smaller opening of lace to toe, and then they have much finer sawtoothing. If you remember, I actually cut the sawtoothing off on my cruiser pair, and the cruiser ones, it's a straight cut on the top, which really made them look cheap. At least these have a curve. It is still kind of a sharp corner there though. Otherwise, nothing's remarkable about them. They're definitely a different hide here. These don't look the same. This is darker and softer. This is stiffer and a little bit lighter, but whatever. And then whites is cool because they give you 2 sets of laces as usual. You get the rawhide as expected, and then you get this pretty, these actually look different, maybe better, I think, than the ones last year, but they're a pretty well waxed cotton lace. I like it. I do dig that. And it's a mess of leather fibers. So yeah, that's all you get. And then this was a bonus. So they were running a deal in addition to all the cool, you know, the sale and the 20. It was, I think they say up to 30% off, which really means most boots is 20%. But this was a 20% off pair. But in addition to that, the first, I don't know, several hundred buyers will get a free pair of socks, which are these white socks. They're made in USA. I don't know if these are made by some other company for whites. This does not look like the packaging Darn Tough comes in. I actually got some Darn Toughs recently. I don't think these are Darn Tough. They could, I don't know, I guess I guess I'll have to wear them, but they don't look the same. They look like the construction's different. So I don't think Whites makes their own socks. I'm assuming they get these through somebody. But they're a lightweight, which is more my style. I don't like the thick socks so much. Day to day, I live in California. It's not super cold here. And same sizing as most socks, where I'm a large because I'm a Brannock 11.5, which is typically the upper range of a large sock, right before 12. So these look pretty decent. I got the tan. These say Whites in red somewhere. I just saw it. I thought, oh, is it in the inside? Oh no, it says, oh, it's weird. It says LG for large. They say Whites somewhere in red. Maybe somewhere in the box. I haven't taken them out of the package, obviously. But this is cool. Looking forward to trying these too. And because I don't know if they put these on all their boots or just the ones they ship to California. Maybe they throw this on before they throw it in the box. But these boots are going to give me cancer. That's great. They smell amazing. Maybe that's the cancer I'm breathing in. Here we go. Look at this. Not too surprised by this kind of stuff. This is not just Whites, but they seem to be worse. They kind of, I don't know, it's like the leather got snagged there and it kind of pulls it back. But I mean, that's minimal considering the other problems I've seen. I don't really care about that. And even, like I've said, my Vibergs have a lot of problems and they're supposed to be the top of the line and they're not. They're kind of like everybody else. You can see kind of a wavy stitch line there. Is that showing up well in the video? Like, look how those eyelets are not they're just not in a straight line. And then, I don't know what that is. I guess that's just the back stitching or whatever. So, yeah. I actually kind of like that the upper is a little soft. This is always thinner because it's the tongue, but White splits down or whatever, so it's a matching leather. That's kind of cool. Nix doesn't do that. But this being softer is kind of maybe going to be nice because my cruisers felt bulletproof and really heavy duty, but they're really kind of heavy and thick. Maybe this will make these a little bit less brutal. I tried them on, they seem to fit well. Soles look about right. Sometimes they don't like really center these perfectly, you can see, but that's as minimal. If the stitching goes through the tread, I think that's kind of should be considered out of variance and they screwed up, but that's fine. And then the heel looks pretty much perfect. Nix often kind of grinds too close, and then this is just this little flap and it's kind of suspect. This one looks decent on the sole. I kind of quickly glanced at these before I headed out the door for Thanksgiving, but yeah, they're both the same. They got it within there, so I think that's good enough. A little dirty here, but not really sanded. And heel looks good. The stitch double row is well spaced, so you know, for $460 I think that's fine. A little more scuffs from either production or packaging or in shipment, but they'll get a little beaten up anyway. This heel looks, this toe looks like there's like a lump. Oh, you know what that is? I think that's from the lace the toe design. If you see the construction of these, they sew the two quarters together up here, almost like the inside of the heel. I guess they pulled that tight lasting, and you can actually see, that's kind of like wild actually. Do you see that? You can see a ridge. I don't think you're supposed to, no, I guess you see it on both. All right, well that's not symmetrical, but the boots look the same. There's a slight little line there. First lace to toe, maybe I'm just learning how they roll. But yeah, that's it. Paper in the box. This was kind of neat. It's kind of silly, but they have a tape now. It has the Archie's boot thing going on, and you know, all that. I think that's kind of cool. Sorry for the messy table. But yeah, I just wanted to take a quick video before I lace them up and try, well, I've tried them on, but try them on again. I usually do this at the beginning of the video, but cheers. It's the time of the year for some holiday beverage. Have myself some celebration ale. Celebrate my new boots. I'm crazy and was almost looking at getting a second pair, but I think I'm gonna settle down. I have too many boots, but I really like this pair. I would have possibly got a C355 Logger or even another C350 Cruiser again if I could have got it in the natural double, I mean, hell, I may have even gotten the lace to toe in a natural double shot, but they did not have stock in anything. And as you can tell, these are here. I literally just bought them a week ago. Part of why I like to buy the whites is they're sometimes in stock, and you can tell by adding it to your cart. If you, maybe I'll throw up a couple pictures, but if you add something to your cart and they don't have it in stock, it will actually pop up a thing before it actually goes to your cart warning you that it's back ordered or whatever, and they say 10 to 12 weeks, I think. But if it goes straight to your cart, then that means it's in stock, and these were in stock. They even had an 11 EE in brown double shot, which I thought might be possibly my size, but I think this was probably the better way to go. With my 11 EE Knix 67 boots, I bought those 4 thick socks, and I have to wear thick socks because they kind of have a lot of volume, and I think that it just would be annoying. I like to have lighter weight socks. So that's what I got, and honestly I love that leather. It looks good new, but it looks better as you wear them in. So that's what I went with, and I'm sure they'll have other sales again, so I could always buy more boots later, like I always will. And that's kind of it. So see you guys later.